And we are live. Good morning.
Hey, everybody.
Morning, everyone. How is everyone? Glad we can all be together today. We got Eno, we got John, we got Danielle, Blessed, Heiko, Kennedy. Hey, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
Keep on going down so in case I missed anyone.
How was your
Obviously,
weekend?
everyone who's not on chat. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Hi, Lilu.
How are you?
Glad everyone's here. Lovely to see you all. Lovely to be here with you all. Yeah.
So, yeah,
Let's dive in. Let's dive in.
let's dive in. Yeah, let's
Any
dive in.
suggestions will be welcomed, but we got a few things also we want to touch on this week.
Yeah, actually, do you guys hearing us properly? Hang on. I don't
Yeah,
think.
just tell us if
No,
our
hold
sound
on. I
is
think my
okay.
mic is off for some reason. Hey, yeah, that's better.
Oh, wait.
There we
She did
go.
about-
Okay. So, hey, everybody. How was your week? And I'll do a French
Hey,
part.
Diana.
Bonjour tout le monde. Believe it or not, there's a couple of people that speak French.
Yeah.
I actually I can't remember the name, but I think it's 2 or 3 people that actually speak French. I don't know if they're here today.
Hiya, the Lady of
Um,
Lightning. Hiya.
Hiya. Yeah. So, we wanted to actually talk about
Let me find it. I'm gonna pop
Did
up
you
right
find it?
now.
Yeah. So it's about a video we did lately, one of the episodes, and people had quite a lot of questions. A legitimate one as well, because certain things are very confusing, specifically in regards to who we are, also who we related to, and all these beings we making contact with. So yeah, so that was
I'm gonna find it.
you find it, yeah. That was one of the member actually asked a really really relevant questions. Not just one, actually, couple of them.
Yeah, there's been some
One
brilliant.
actually, something came up
Here we
in
go.
regards to also past life review, which we
We're gonna talk about that
talked
as
about
well.
as well the last time. Yeah, so you got it. So okay, I'm actually gonna read it. Or do you want to read it?
Yeah, here. Right, here we
Okay,
go.
so here what the comment was. So okay, that was
Better.
actually about the video, the episode we had with Cash. It was about cosmic origins, lost civilizations, and galactic histories. So we had a great conversation about it that explained quite a lot of things,
Hey,
but still leaves few unanswered questions. So here was what the comment was saying.
hi.
So okay, this is all very fascinating, and I am still trying to wrap my mind around this particular part of history, and not all of it
It's from Shira. This
is
is
from
from
Shira,
Shira. Yeah,
yeah, and not all of it is making sense
she's part of
yet.
the community. Sorry to
Just
cut you.
because I am new to learning this information, and so they are part of it, I am unaware of. But my question is, how do we know the extraterrestrials or GFL are here to assist us? How do we know their intentions are good? Clearly, there have been wars between ET races, such as the Lyrans and Draconians, Atlanteans, and Lemuria. In one of Cash's video, he talks about how the Greys deceived the humans. So how do we know that by the time full disclosure is open and we can all see the ETs, that there won't be more of the same wars, deception, etc.? I mean, there are groups of humans who still don't like other people for the color of their skin. Not all of us humans have figured out how to accept other humans for their differences. How in the world are they going to be open to accepting ETs? I mean, I don't mind if they, meaning the ETs, are truly benevolent beings, but if they are just going to bring more of the same of what humans are already doing on a malevolent level, then perhaps they should hold off on making their presence widely known. I am not here for more struggle and fighting. Count me out. This planet is so cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I need to get off planet. I need a vacation from this planet. So it's what do you think? I mean, it's really fair. I mean,
I think she had a fair point. And these are all the questions that I had asked myself. And whenever I'm on these discoveries, guys, like, you know what this is? Like, we're on our spiritual journey, and we're just whatever we bump into, we share with the community. Yeah. And one thing that I've been alluded to this month, especially, now is not an idea. It's the knowing and the stepping up now of true sovereignty and the embodiment of it. And we were given a chance during COVID to look at our discernment, to practice our discernment, to practice our sovereignty, and to practice what it is to be able to choose the experience we want. And I do remember the first time that I heard about Three Eye Atlas. I just thought to myself, I didn't like the name. The name sounded like someone ran up and tried to name it, tell us what it is, before we got a chance to even think about what it was ourselves, and tried to kind of like corral what they felt like it was, and then kind of feed us the narrative of what they think it was. And anytime I see any news channels lining up with the same things or similar things to any group of people, I know that that's one in the same. That's what it tells me. That's what my discernment tells me. We could all get lost in the source of all of this if we wanted to, and we could say no to everything. We ask for the truth, and when the truth comes, it's often filtered. That's what your discernment's for. And I feel like comments like this, Shira, all of these people who've left these comments this week have literally been doing that very thing. They've been tapping into their discernment and saying to themselves, this don't feel right. This feels a little bit off. If it feels off to you, then you're probably right about that. It's just for us to dig in and say, what does feel off? What's not sitting right here? It's not about like or dislike or to care or not to care. It's just down to tapping into what it is, that thing, that niggling of that doesn't feel right is actually not sitting right with you, which she's explained beautifully as well. And it's a similar thing to what I feel as well, because when I do hear a lot about some of these galactic stuff, as much as I'm interested in the history of it and finding out the truth of who we are and being able to bridge that information over to the community, it's always going to be under the guise that, look, even if we find out we're all ETs and we're in pods and we don't really come from here and we're really from other realms and really you're this, that, and the other, we must understand that this is still part of the game. If it sounds like extra politics, then that's probably because it is. If it sounds like extra wars and struggling and hierarchy, that's probably because it is. I'll refer you back to my time of being on the other side and saying, you know what, let me go and check out what this angel realm's supposed to be about. And then doing so much for like 3 weeks of, talking to certain beings and going to certain places and accessing certain parts of my own soul records just to find out they were fighting anyway. It was an eye-opener, guys. It was this game of duality. It was not just here. It wasn't just here. It was in the whole construct. So when you get, even if you have an OBE tomorrow, and you go over the other side and you get to realm 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, wherever, understand that this is exactly why your discernment, your sovereignty, your authenticity, your integrity is going to come in, because you're going to be faced with more duality. This whole construct is the construct of duality. That's what it is. It's just, if you're in shit street and you turn the corner and then you're at a nice boulevard, that doesn't mean that boulevard isn't going to hold duality. It is. It's just nicer than shit street. See what I'm saying? Just because somebody is benevolent, just because somebody is so-called, what we would say, intelligent, holds really a lot of wisdom and all these things, it doesn't mean they're not under the same construct of duality.
Was also going to add to this that just because someone is benevolent, it does not mean they don't have an agenda. It doesn't mean, even if the agenda is very positive, that it does not mean as well that coincide with you. So that's also the limitations of what we're trying to put on ourselves, even how layered the lie can be. We think, no, they wouldn't do that. Why not? Why wouldn't they make you feel loved in order to trick you? That's a possibility as well. Hence why we had a conversation around the love review. Now, there's many ways this can happen, and like Shem say, your discernment is everything. Because on the other side, whether you're here or on the other side, discernment is everything. So yeah, so being in the heart space and understand what's going on in your head, understand yourself and the reality you're in, does help for that, for sure. But go ahead. You want to finish? I was
No, it's fine. I'm saying this because when you're out and about and you're in the astral, and John just asks, just another avatar's just asks, okay, help me understand your perspective on OBE versus astral travel, because King Cash sounds like he's experiencing astral travel, and where his intention is guiding the experience, or at the very least, he doesn't understand the construct versus planets versus stargates, constellations, and galaxy, things of that nature. I understand. I get what you're saying. Now, I always ask my guests what they think of something, even if my understanding is different, because this is still going to be a game of perspectives. We're all, like actually John would say, just another avatar would say, he's explained it beautifully the other day in our conversation. We're all pieces of the big jigsaw, and every piece is just as important, just placed in the right place, doing what it's supposed to do, showing up the way it's supposed to show up, so we can all get the bigger picture. So even if someone's experience on the other side isn't exactly like mine, or they haven't done the things I've done in the way I've done them, I will still sit down and hold space for them to say what they have to say, and share their perspective on it.
I can probably explain something as well on that.
Go.
Okay. In where we are now, and that's why I like to use this word, but I'm going to use it. I can't stress it enough how important it is, and so overlooked as well it is, to understand what's truly going on here, the reality. Simply because languages has its own limitation. But then one person's perspective on the same word can be hugely different. It's almost as a mirror of what the reality here is. We are multi-dimensional being. That's what you've got, multi perspective, many truth, if you will. So, okay, I know that we've heard a couple of people, I don't even have to say the name, but they've saying, no, OBE is the ultimate. It is not like astral travel. But in the same breath, the same people will say, well, when you dream, you're having an OBE. Explain that to me. Because it's all the same. It is all the same. It's only a matter of awareness. So see it as more increasing your awareness. How aware are you? Whether you pop out of your body and you find yourself in your room, although it may not look exactly the same, or you might have things you put there that you were not aware of, but you did. One version of you did. And you're like, wow, are you having an OB or are you astral traveling? Is it a really realistic dream or is all the same? It is all the same. Now, what your limitation only going to depends how you try to compartmentalize between them and how you will try to limit it, saying, well, when I feel that way, that's what it is. When I feel that way, that's what that is. Therefore, you will make a difference between them, although it's all the same. Is it not true? No, it is your truth because you said so, because consciousness dictates reality, dictate the universe. So ultimately, what you cling on to, what you decide, I'm going to cling to the idea of astral travel will be different than OBE, that will be your reality with all its details, its specificity, everything you're going to try to shape up the idea with. That's all it really truly is.
Yeah. I will add to that because John's just said exactly what I'm about to say, which is when it comes to dreams, though, it is clear that your dimensional space is a place. And I'll add to that other people's dimensional spaces as well. Hence dream walking. Hence the fact that you can come and see things playing out that aren't of your creation, but you're seeing someone else's creation playing out. So yes, I would definitely add that. But because you asked about OBEs and astral, I would just say, yeah. It depends where you're going. It depends on your beliefs. It depends on like what Omondi was saying. What we're gonna call it. What we're gonna start calling it.
I just wanted to actually tell John, because I see you say, I hope it doesn't sound like I don't want him here. No, it doesn't sound like that at all.
It doesn't sound
this
like that.
Is the whole point of this. It's to have a greater understanding, because most of our understanding start with its own limitation, and then we tend to free up a little bit more. We get more easy with it, and that's what we're here for, to try and to ease that up. So, because in a way, this game, it's start with its limitation, and it's how good you're gonna do at the end, or you've done at the end, by recognize its limitations, understand it and what it looks like, and remember yourself, and remember that that was just a game in the first place. So we are playing the game even now as we talk. We co-create this moment, these timelines where we talk about semantics sometimes. For some things, it's all the same, but that's the whole point. So
yeah,
your questions are welcome. Actually, I find them very interesting.
Yeah. Also, I'd like to say, yeah, what Danielle saying to Deanna is very prevalent. Just keep at it. It really is that. And this is the importance of OBEs, because then you can ultimately go and see for yourself. Because then once you see for yourself, you don't have to take anyone's word for it. You can, if you trust them, but then you could turn around and just go and check for yourself, so to speak. All of these things are coming up, I would say, as a result of all of this new upgrades everybody's having. You're using your discernment, you're feeling into things. Things are becoming too strong to be able to ignore. You have questions, and the way they're answered, you're not feeling them. You want to know more. And all of this is part of your expansion and part of you stepping into what sovereignty really is. Really saying, no, that doesn't sound right for me. Well, then that doesn't sound right for you, and that's perfectly okay. And when you see anything going on around you, as far as from any the news, whatever else is going on. Those are the questions that you should definitely be asking yourself. Well, that doesn't really set right with me. And ask yourself, ask the person, ask whatever, just ask. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Why should there be anything wrong with that?
Well, there's what I've loved, and what I love to see, um, is when people allow themselves to ask the questions in the first place. And I saw, John, on Discord, you posted some things about thought, and the correlation between the thought and us being guided by our thought, or and then obviously I answered something to that. We answered something to that, and we also posted another thing as well about consciousness and basically understanding, and obviously it's for you guys to go and read, and also comment and give us your version, and help us expand as well our consciousness. But when you say, I want the truth, I want to know that I am not distorting the reality around me in order to have the experience. Yeah, exactly. That is, I guess that's the whole point. You have now been aware that you can cause distortions around you and distort the reality around you, and it's legitimate to want to know, like, am I messing up my reality and not being the best I can be just because I'm holding on to this belief? Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of us going through this. I mean, we're walking away from religion, certain systems in place, and so we have to kind of find ourselves. So these questions are absolutely necessary.
There was another good question that came up. If you
Oh
read this
yeah.
one here.
So that was with actual video episode we did with Corey. Are we choosing the trap? That was on the thumbnail title. And we talk about the karmic loop. And
You
all
have
of
to
that.
give the name of the person who did the
So
comment.
the name of the person did the comments, Andre Montana. So
Asked a really good question.
he asked a really good question, and there's some things we actually touched
Raised a
on
good
the last
point.
time during the life. So life reviews are sprung on people before they fully recuperated from the mind wipe. The person that experienced a life review did not request it, others imposed it. No judgment is the framing. Confident, the one being reviewed will judge themselves. I fell to my knee in the worst pain I've ever experienced. So that's him quoting Darius about something he experienced and he actually mentioned. And the resulting poor performance assessment occurs after the behaviors in the incarnation were supposedly pre planned. It's true, nobody can trap or force us. So, archons use coercion tactics to solicit cooperation. Why do we listen to invited angels, aliens, guides, and masters if we are truly sovereign and God? So that was his views. I'm
That
not
was
gonna
his
lie,
question as well.
I thought that many times as well, and I thought that if it is um, um, as above, so below. If you witness what's around you, what's taking place here, all these found tactics to gaslight people or get them into certain situations, then yeah, why wouldn't that be possible? And we cannot afford to ignore. We can't ignore these things. We've got to be in full awareness. About being full awareness is everything. It's the full spectrum. It's not just the la di da, what's good and or rosy. No, it's the other side that maybe we don't want to look at. Not as fair, but as integration. Be like, well, yes, it's there, and then and we don't have to judge, but part of being full awareness is what helps you decipher between these things. So yeah, I think it's really, really important. And these
He can I just hit back his question of
yeah,
why
yeah.
why do Why do we listen to unvetted angels, aliens, guides, and masters if we are truly sovereign and God? Yeah. Yeah. And I've said this 1,000 times, and I've said it 1,000 times not because I judge that you want to meet your guides. I've met my so-called guides, but it's never been a thing where they say something and I'm like, yeah, 100% I'm going to do that. You know everything. If it doesn't sit right with me, I'll be like, nah, I don't like that. Or nah, that doesn't sound right to me. Or whatever it may be. They get questioned like everybody else. And they should be. They should be questioned. I don't know if I told you before about meeting my guides, and one of them was pissed off at me because I was supposed to meet them for one thing and I was kept on talking about something else. And he was just like, you know what? It's clear we're going to have to reschedule this one. And I was like, well, okay then. And I ended up going somewhere else as a result. And the place that I went to was talking to an aspect of my higher self. Now, I don't know how well versed you guys are about channelers and different people who channel things or channel beings or are tapped up and stuff like that. But what I've always kind of leaned towards are, one, the channels who are skeptics themselves, and two, ones who feel like they can take or leave whatever advice is being shown to them. And I think I'm gonna invite him on. There was one who, specifically, I know his name's Hugo. I'm not clear on what his last name is, but that's what he goes by on YouTube. And he was saying that when you want to go, if you're deciding that you ever do want to channel or get advice from anybody, that you got to dig in and you got to say, okay, forget the beings, forget the guides, forget the masters, forget all of that. You've got to go to yourself. You've got to go to yourself, because ultimately you are your guide. You've got to be, especially now. There's nobody else's energy signature who you are going to be more familiar with than your own. You've been with it all this time. You are if you are going to be able to judge who is you and who is not unequivocally, you can judge your own energy signature. You will know. If you are looking for your guides, if you are looking for angels, if you do come amongst them, question them. Ask them why. Why do you have to do that? Some of them are going to be helpful. Some of them are going to be all of these things. But let's not forget why we called them angels in the first place. We called them angels from a biblical sense because when we saw beings the last time as humanity, we worshipped them on impact. They came to us with wings. We said, ooh, wings. And then we started calling them angels. They have their own names. They have their own, they're beings. They're all beings, as are we. They are not there's no hierarchy to this than the one we place on it. And now disclosure is being presented to us. It's a big opportunity. It's wonderful. That feeling in your chest shouldn't be fear, it should be excitement. Because guess who gets to step up now? You do. I can't stress it more. This is like go time. I get to use this whole sovereignty thing. I get to practice this right now. Are we gods or nah? You know what I mean? Well, then if your answer is yeah, then what people are saying, what the wider community is saying, what these comments are saying is right. Question it. Who put you in charge? Who say you are anything to me?
Well,
Questions. It's all right to ask questions. It's okay to say, nah, that doesn't sound right to me.
I'm gonna say first of all, hi MW. I don't know what to call you, but hello.
Hiya.
You tell us. um, and I see Daniel, you're saying I have been remembering my dream so much better. That's a great thing. Um,
Hello,
yeah.
Retta.
Diana, you're saying yes, yes, yes. I am not giving up. I have even got a journal, to write, to write down. You have, if that's your way, then definitely journal. It really help and set the intention for sure. Hey, hi Loretta, you saying good morning, guys. I joined this call, but when do you guys get on there? Will I get a notice from my phone? Okay, so just to explain, so basically the Discord is like a forum, so where everyone can write whatever they want and communicate with each other about certain subjects. So you got tags. Say if you create some things, you join the appropriate tag, and people will be able to find the conversation quite easily. Do you want to say something as well?
Yeah, so now and again we'll get on there and we'll start up our own conversations, or we'll just answer you guys' conversations, have a chat generally. It's just an extended place where we could do what we're doing here, but off of YouTube where you can post up your own stuff. This is, again, not a place where we post and you wait for us to start a conversation. It's a place where if you feel something or if you found something, you can also bring it to the wider community. A lot of you are already well versed about certain subjects. So if you want to share it with everybody, if you want to share what you're doing in this space, if you want to, if someone's got a question that they've asked, and like now how, Deanna and Danielle are going back and forth, these are the places where you can do it, and it's like totally fine. Like if you feel that there's a helpful video that will or a Substack or something that you've read or a book or anything that you were like, you know what, I think this would be useful to someone, here we go, that's the place to share it also.
So the difference is, so see, when we do a live, the chat will disappear at some point, as opposed to in the Discord, it remains. You can come back to the conversation whenever you want. And then also over time, people will definitely find whatever you read and give you an answer. So we'll say if you have actual questions you want to ask, you can ask them there, and anyone in the community, including us, can answer you on that. John did one about thoughts and stuff like that. I think it was yesterday. So yes, that's the whole point of that. Also, there will be some channels up in there where it will be more interactive, where we'll do for the member things where we can actually talk to one another on more specific subject, like we say, whether it's crypto, NFTs, art, any other things, including spirituality, OBEs, and different things. So we'll be able to get more specific conversations, certain conversations you may not be able to have in other places. So,
I don't know if Discord do notifications, whether it's a setting on your phone or on the app itself, but I'll look into it and I'll get back to that notifications bit for you guys. Definitely.
You have to allow the if you install the app, you have to allow notification as well, so you can get notifications.
Oh, you can? Great.
Yeah, there's all things. I mean, it is a little bit, you need to be a little more I would say savvy when it comes down to this thing on Discord than it would be on Telegram, but you can do more on Discord. That's why we choose Discord. It allows us to be a bit freer. So yeah.
Wonderful. Hey, Crayola man.
Hey Crayola man.
Hiya.
Yeah, Kennedy
So
hold space. Yeah, yes, 100%.
Lilu.
So Lilu is saying, I'm not exactly too trusting of channeling. Sometimes it feels like things get lost in translation, and other times I think some people don't know what they are channeling. Yeah, that's there's always that possibility. There's certain things when you use your intuition, you know that some people are channeling good stuff, but again, you will need to reach a certain level of discernment to be able to even say that. So if you are in desperation, you're very desperate, and you're trying to really get guidance, it might not be the like a good place for you to go, because you could be misled by somebody for sure.
But then that's life for you.
But that's not for you, yeah.
Because there's, let's be real, people. I mean, we could say, we could try and hold channels and everybody else and up to a higher standard because now it's about spirituality. But in your daily life, how much people have given you bullshit advice that they've absolutely sworn by? How many things have you done in your life under the advice of somebody else who you really loved and trusted and were benevolent? They had your best interest in mind. That's what this whole next level is about. Like, that's the whole point of living in alignment. Now you don't have to say, well, yeah, well, it was my mum or it's my dad and they really love me. Why would they? They wouldn't. You don't have to question that. Does it work for you? Yes or no?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have to ask ourselves why we say yes to something, not just say yes to it. That's what it is.
Hi, Nat.
Okay. Hi, Nat.
Kennedy, you say, I used to think the term astral projection implied that the body was the projector for the soul, the projectile. But then I think to myself, well, wait a second. If we are all part of source, isn't just being here on some level a projection? Yeah,
Yes.
it actually is. That's very accurate.
That's very accurate.
We do project here, but astral projection and astral travel is different. It's not exactly the same in terms of the intention, because you
And
project
how much of your energy body you take.
because you're projecting your consciousness. This is a bit different. As opposed to astral travel, you're literally traveling with your soul body in the astral. Like, that's essentially when people say that, although they mean the other side, and I don't think they limit themselves to few realms. I think it's just, like I say, is the way we word it, and what we understand, the interpretation of each of these words will make a difference. Yeah.
Hi, Azib.
Hi, Zib.
Okay. Yeah. So
I
they're
did.
talking about the notifications. All right. Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. They only pop on occasion. But you know what? Also, we have to bear in mind it's a really new space. So as more people join, there'll be definitely more things happening. Although, like with all these places and these apps, sometimes you got to set it in a certain way so it can work for you as well. So I'm not too sure, but we'll look into it.
All right. So go to what Kennedy just said as well.
So I think the term astral is what really gets me. That references the stars, which some of us perceive as a potential limitation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, I
it.
get it. Yeah, if you perceive it as such, yeah, that would be for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Diana has a good approach about this. Try not to worry about labels too much. Our language alone limit us. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
if something don't sit right with you, then change your words, use other words. Then find a new way to express yourself, and I can understand that simply because it will limit you. But if it doesn't, who cares?
But if it does, just change it.
Yeah.
Like me, I know this has nothing to do with it, but I've never really called the channel presser a remote control. It's never been a remote control to me. It never will be, and it will always be a channel presser.
Yes.
Don't ask
What does
questions.
it
That's just
matter?
it. And when I
Yeah.
say it, everyone knows what I'm talking about. It's like that. Do what you want. Okay.
So it's
You were-
funny. It's,
what-
it's actually
what?
funny what you just say. I mean, think about it, guys. Channel presser for some people will imply that you physically go and press on the channel you want, and remote control, you're trying to remotely have control over the channel you want. I mean, I don't know if you see what I'm trying to say.
Every time I've used channel presser, everyone has, or if I say, pass me the channel presser, please, no one's ever said, what's a channel presser?
No, you're being more physical. What I'm trying to say, it resembles the OBE. So like what the intention is more physical. I'm a press this channel because and then the other one is like I'm gonna control from a remote place.
And I've had,
I'm just saying, it's
I
actually
know,
funny you
I get
mentioned
it.
that.
I've had some people been like, oh my God, you call it a channel presser. Why? So then Why
Yeah.
not call it a volume presser? And I was like, it doesn't matter. You don't have to use it to you. I'm not. I didn't come up. I didn't come up with this to be a genius. I came up with this because that's what came out, and I've never and it stuck. Okay, and you understood. That's why you're passing
Well,
it.
listen,
Whatever. It
I,
works for
I,
me.
I speak French first, so
Okay.
yeah, there's some words I'm just like, uh, just another advertising. I used to say it from a cynical perspective. For one, I was kind of a cringe, uh,
Grinch.
a Grinch of a cringe. Yeah. However, the meaning has changed, and we can still say everyone is an expert. It's where to see how people
Aren't
aren't
awake
awake
enough
enough
to
to
see
see.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's always the same thing. It's like there's the simple laws in the universe, and people always have to be reminded. So, like even the idea of a flat Earth or round Earth, and what some people had an out body experience, and they saw that the Earth was round, or appear that way. But then again, if you anchor your perception to beliefs, to a belief system that's already in place, then you may perceive it that way, because that will detect the reality you perceive. So that's the thing, and it's fascinating to me. But yeah. Um,
Nymph.
Hi,
So,
Nymph. Do you
hiya.
have any advice on how to not fear the OBE? Um, uh, I did had experiences, but never on purpose because of fear.
Okay. Fear is going to be something that you're going to have to face on a personal level. And I don't want to sit here and say number 1 do this, number 2 do that. I think have an understanding and a grace around the fact that you feel fear. Understand that a lot of the fear that we do feel generally from day to day, even when we're out of an OBE state and here, well, you know what I mean. Fears are programmed to us. Fears are implemented in our vessel, in our systems, in our surroundings, in our environments. The same is for that. So just like you would say, you know what, I've always had a fear of heights and I'm trying to get over it. It's the same thing. I haven't got a formula for that other than the fact that you're going to have to understand it's not your fault, understand that you can choose different, and understand that you can still control it if you're ready to. But finally, those final steps are going to have to be done by you. They're going to have to be that moment where you just say, fuck it. That's literally what, if you're going to prescribe yourself anything in this life, a dose of fuck it always helps. And sometimes when you're shook, but there's no other way around it, if that's the only thing standing in the way of that which you want to do, that which you will to do, then you literally just have to say fuck it and just go anyway.
Yeah, I was also we're in a realm of narratives. So here, this what we do. We write narratives. We teach narratives. We learn narratives. No matter if it's true or false. So perhaps, obviously, you're here because you do want to experience an OBE, or you feel kind of like a calling, like, yeah, I need to experience that on some to some degree. So you say you've obviously had some experiences, but it wasn't planned, it seems, and obviously that might have induced some fear. However, you have to ask yourself, why do I care so much? Why do I even, like, you have to break it down. Why do I care to have an OB so much? Why? Then once you break that down and can answer that to yourself and have the answer, be like, whatever the answer may be for you, it might be because I know there's more to it, like more to this life. It's not just, I know that I need to find out the truth about that. Um, that knowing, then it is everything. And what the fear does is kind of stand in the way of what you truly desire. So now you've asked to ask yourself, okay, so why is it there? And most of the time, well, what I realized for myself is it's programmed. It is not mine. It's not my face. It's nothing to see. It's just a program, to the point that you can even see, that's how they do epigenetics as well. If you scare someone enough after generation and generation, then they get inbuilt in families and they pass it on to the children and so on. That's what you see certain families having fears around the same thing. So it's just purely programmed. There's no even logic. Why would I just keep that fear? That I'm aware of it, but yeah, that's preventing me to get what I desire. You can see the program. So you got to break it down and then debunk it on a mental level, so to your mind, because the mind is programmable, so it has to relearn new ways. But this is how, because people will say, get over your fear, but then you keep on coming back, keep on coming back. All you have to begin to do is having the awareness of what fear is. It's a running program, like a virus in a computer.
Yes.
It's exactly that.
It's not your fault. It's just by design.
Yeah.
It's by design. And that's what we're here doing. Living here by design. So when something pops up and it makes you fearful, it's just about debunking it, like what Omondi says. This is literally what we're going to be talking about next month on the live event.
Yeah, essentially that is
Because
really a
fear
big
is
part.
this fear is literally holding back people from getting to their freedom.
Yeah.
But what has helped me from when I was a kid, though you are not me, is I used to see beings, and that used to scare the shit out of me, to the point where even if it was like time to roll up my body or go wherever, which I didn't even I wasn't doing consciously, but find out that that's what I was doing. I'd be frozen in bed just from fear of not wanting to interact with them, but they wouldn't go anywhere. And then I would shout at them and then they wouldn't answer. And then that happened for so long, I just got used to them. At some point, I was just like, you know what? If you're going to be here, and it was just threw up my hands and just was like, it was that I just had enough. You have to ask yourself, how much of enough have you had of being fearful? Because
Yeah.
it gets old after a while.
Yeah, and also it's kind of fascinating if you really check it for what it is. And I know it sounds very fucked up for me to say that, but what's fascinating about it is this: it's how it has been programmed. And once you begin to understand, because one of the thing is it's not create new ones. Maybe start with that, because you can go far. Like I can tell you, you can go really far, but not create new ones. But by understanding how it is implemented. I remember was saying to Grace, was explaining to her how the seed has been sown in people's mind, and it's purely with doubt. Are you sure you're healthy? You should check. Doesn't sound bad. Yeah, you're right. Maybe I should check. And then from that point onwards, the rest unfolds. This is how they get you running on fear. So once you begin to understand that and how these work, you can at least limit them, then slowly get rid of them by reprogramming your mind. It takes some time, because that's why people do love affirmation. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
So because it's a bit more to it. That's all. Doesn't mean the affirmation shouldn't be. You shouldn't do it. It's great to do it, but there's a way to do it as well.
Also, I would add to that is what really did it for me was understanding that when I am out my body, when I'm in my soul state, when I'm without this vessel, no harm can come to me. So the second that I do see a being, I already know that I'm seeing that with my soul eyes, and they could do me no harm. They can do me no harm. They can't trap me. They can't hurt me. I'm eternal. And in that knowing, even if what I see in front of me looks unpleasant, I go forward in the knowing that I am the ultimate power here in the situation, in the dynamic.
Now,
Because we're only scared because we think harm could come to us.
but now here's the trick. As above, so below. So, what you experience on the other side, we should be able to do the same thing here in this reality, because it's where really fear is built up, where you get to a point where you can manifest anything, anything you desire. You desire safety, of course. Is you don't even talk about safety, because in your world of creations, it does not exist. But that will be achieved at some point on a collective consciousness, because there's a lot of trauma that's been done and is still here. So we have to transmute all of this. But this is how far we've been tampered with. And that's why now we project the fears we have here onto the other side. But when you come out of disconstruct, the fears is not following you. It's just that in some cases, we project that on the other side.
It's all good. You can't be harmed. Okay, the new term just should be I left.
Yeah, straight. Yeah.
Yeah, I left. All right.
As inclusive as humanly possible. Yeah.
Yeah, as humanly possible. Exactly. Okay, so
understand where you are and where you want to be. Yeah.
see
It's
what I
true,
mean?
John.
You guys, that's my point about the Discord. Like, even if I say something to you guys and you like ask a question, the community is so rich in their own perspectives and what they have to say through their own experiences. They'll always provide you that extra insight and something that someone else says may really resonate with you.
Yeah,
and
at
that's
some
what's
point.
beautiful
Yeah.
about everybody
Yeah,
sharing.
that's really good.
All right, so
Then I have where things
me and my
to my
sister
sister.
say,
Okay. Me and my sister say that we literally thought was where it's
the way it was
The
called.
way it's, okay, was the way it's called, and not like window shield for a car. Because forever to realize it's a windshield. That's great.
And that's how, but you both knew what you were talking about, right,
Right,
Deanna?
you understood each other, right?
Right, that's the main thing.
Someone had to decide the terms. I mean, let's not forget.
Who named it
Someone
anyway?
had to decide this is what it's called.
Please.
Anybody else that say otherwise? All right. No, I had downloads on the 12th about the volcano, the Pentagon, and Antarctica. The first two happened last week: the volcano eruption in Ethiopia, and the General Dean Kane visited my country. Okay, waiting to see what happened with Antarctica.
That's my point. These are the things that tapping into these new abilities that everyone has been shut off from for quite some time will allow you to do. Draw back information to yourself that will allow you to see into timelines, see things unfolding, and see which one you want to give attention to. I actually did a piece about it on my channel about what it is to give attention to a certain timeline so that it illuminates or doesn't illuminate. And this is what you're doing, and you've went over there, you've got the information, and you're sitting back and you're watching it unfold. This is what's going to be available for a lot of us.
Yeah, so before we move forward, I'm gonna say, guys, press like. It really helped this content. And the replays will be available for the one that don't know on our Ko-Fi, the full replay. No, on YouTube you only get the short replay, so the full replay will be fully available for our members on Ko-Fi. And if you want to donate, you can donate buy us a coffee on Ko-Fi, or you can do it here as well.
Okay, so yeah, this is wonderful. John's helping Nymph out. Okay.
Yeah, full control when you have this experience. Yeah, understand that your deepest traumas are programmed. Yeah.
All right. To face them and to move forward, to remain in fear, it's a choice. Yeah. These are all yeah.
Okay.
See, everyone's coming forward. This is
I'm
beautiful.
going to say something about that though. To face them and move forward, to remain in fear, it's a choice. Yes, that Okay, that is true to a certain extent. It is definitely a choice. The issue is like the idea of free will and the coercion. So what's happening if you under a heavy programming and you still hold on to belief? Most of the choice is the belief you hold on to, because the fear is like a side effect
But this is what he
to
says:
this
its
belief.
deepest traumas are
Yeah.
programmed. Yeah.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. So when you no, because when you say that to someone who's struggling with fears, that it
Look,
doesn't.
they are temporary and they don't last forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 It's in order for them to be able to even because even when you tell them there's a choice, sometimes the fears keep surfacing. It's like a constant like wave coming in and out.
Yeah, but it is
So
still. It's. I know. I know why
yeah,
you're saying this, but that's the whole point.
yeah. I guess the understanding. You're
That
right,
is
John.
the whole
I guess this is
point.
the greater understanding that this is actually programmed and is
So
ultimately
now
a
it is
choice.
our choice. Ultimately, he's getting down
Ultimately,
to the
yeah,
ultimate of it.
yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
musings
You're
of
right, John.
remembrance.
Yeah,
Now she's coming forward for nymph as well. This is my point. Like, this community is lovely. What helped for me with fear was really facing my fears in my daily life. Yeah. Simple things like speaking up, watching movies that used to scare me, and hanging with bugs outside. LOL. Yes, yes, and yes. And this is all part of integrating the two spaces. How you operate here, you're you're going to operate there. If you operate in fear here most of the time, which, let's face it, on some level a lot of us still do, because of the structures put in place that put you in fear, guilt, shame, it's all fear in its different colors. As we face our fears and open ourselves up to new freedom in our state here and gain more lucidity here, we can do the same on the other side. We can do the same when we decide that we want to have an OBE, or we want to even have that for dream state when we're over there. If you see what I'm saying. So yeah, this is wonderful, guys. And now Lilo said, what helps me with fear is reminding myself that no matter what happens, I'll always be okay. And that in this present moment, I'm perfectly fine too.
yeah. That
Yes,
really
yes,
helps.
yes.
Yeah,
And this
absolutely.
is so poignant as it ties in with the sovereignty, and it ties in with knowing that you are a spark, you are a fractal of source itself, source energy,
Yeah.
that really stepping into your God mode, really understanding that and knowing what this all is, not getting lost in the source of the programming. So yeah, thanks guys.
And Kennedy as well.
Thanks for this.
You're saying
Oh,
as
Kennedy, go.
I say continue to face those fears until it
It
becomes
becomes
boring.
boring.
Yeah, it will eventually
It
anyway.
will become
Specifically
old.
when you start understanding what that is. Yeah.
Okay, so Nympha said the reason I tried OBE for many years is because I've always felt out of place. I've moved in different countries and I've had hard time making friends because no one can understand what I feel. Understood.
Okay.
All right. So
Lilo,
that is a very similar story to a lot of people here about feeling out of place and feeling like they haven't quite met their people, and that's perfectly fine.
Lilo, you're saying usually fear come from thinking too much about the future, bringing yourself back to the present can help. You know what, Lilo? 100%. And that is my point why you have to understand where you are and what's going on.
And that's
Because
what,
that is so
yeah,
true. The fear are often based off of a timeline that is linear. And that's where everything, grow from, really. You know, the way you
yeah.
get older, and then you thinking you're gonna get older, so oh my god, time passes, I'm getting older, I can't do the thing I used to do, and so on, so on, so on.
There's lots of
A
them.
lot of them.
Yeah, guys, this is
Hi, Marilyn.
this is really at a synchronistic moment, because as we're saying this, we're planning the live event right now with a few people in the community who will be doing the great unlock, and our first subject is facing your fears is choosing freedom over fear, and the ways we can do this. All of these subjects are going to, and why we're even programmed and how we're programmed at the beginning, because a lot of it's like, oh, thinking that it's your own, taking it on as your own as well, when it is programmed from young by different things. But we'll be going over that on the 21st.
So, Nymph, you're saying as well, by getting out of body, I was hoping to get a lot of answers, but I have a really hard time doing it on purpose. It just happens sometimes, and I end up doing random shit like jumping around.
You want more control over it, but you're already experiencing it.
Yeah.
That's okay. But for now, what I'd say is the moments that you can't, just enjoy when you can and lean into what it is your abilities are already providing for you, and expand on those. So if you find yourself out and it's random and whatever, then lean into that. Lean into that and you'll close the loop eventually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi Marilyn. Hey bonjour. So Heiko says, my experiences are getting better, but sometimes I feel afterwards exhausted and I get a headache. Any advice? Yeah.
Ground yourself, I would say.
Anything that can really ground yourself. That's usually what helps me. And I from time to time, I can get those, but that used to be a lot. Back in the day, that used to be a big thing for me, and getting exhausted as well, feeling exhausted afterwards, like feeling frazzled. I found that we use Celtic salt, sea salt, Himalayan salt, like real salt, not table salt or anything like that. The wet salt is what I like to call it, in my foods or in my drinks. So like if I'll go and get myself some lemon water, I'll just get some water, I'll squeeze lemon in it, and I'll just add a little bit of salt, or I'll just have salt water if you're up for it. But it helps. We are essentially like batteries, and it's funny because you had that whole entire download information about cryoscopy. So if you look into cryoscopy, which is the freezing point,
let me put some.
When you add salt to the solution, its freezing point has to change. It's a little bit like us. So when you want to be able to recharge your batteries, stuff like salts will help for keeping that hydration, and that should be able to subside those headaches as well. Try not to pay too much attention to it as well, because sometimes I found for myself, I'd be like, okay, I don't want to do this tonight because I don't want a headache tomorrow. It was like that. It got to that point. So just take it as an opportunity to love on yourself more and care for yourself, and look closer into ways and means that you can hydrate your body. Fruits, if you prefer, that will help as well. But salt goes a very long way in your water. Okay.
So and I say, is there a practice you do or anything to try and do it? Are you talking about to have an OBE? Is that what you're saying? Practice. Okay. I think we've got the rest of it. Hold on, just if you go back up.
Okay. My bad.
All right. So you're saying, okay, so let's
no
get back the thread.
Here we go.
Okay, do we is there a practice practice you're trying to do or anything to put yourself into the OBE?
She's asking.
Oh, you're asking. Okay, I get it.
Okay,
all right.
Cool.
Hey, how are you?
Okay, so Natasha is saying, what am I supposed to do with this information?
Especially the codes, these random numbers, trying to figure out what it means is hard.
You know what? It comes at a beautiful time, Natasha, because I literally had codes come through as well. Over November, like I think it was like November 17th, between the 11th and the 17th, I had some codes come through anyway. I always do get codes. But I would say that firstly, you have to sit with it. Sometimes, if you're into meditation, sit with it and revisit what the information you've been given. Because very often, if you feel like something's incomplete, your meditation will be able to, your insight will be able to answer what it is that wasn't fulfilled, or the gray spaces that you're like, what's this about? What's that about? Also, what I found helps for me is um, seeing if there is a thread of how I like to communicate with myself. Because even if you say to yourself, you've had a dream or you've had a vision or you've had an OBE, a lot of times these things speak to you in a way that you'll understand. So, what your first understanding of something is, don't try and read into it too much. See what it is your first understanding is, because it's you basically talking back to yourself. Once it's all said and done, it's you communicating with you. And once you take out any of the noise that's from it, that's what it will be. So when you sit down and think back to it, when you sit down and meditate on it, you will be able to get some answers about that very one thing. Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
This is such a good time as well. I don't know if you are into numerology or gematria, but we were talking to Jace this week, and he has a brilliant channel about that. So go and check out Jace's channel. I will share it in the chat as well at the bottom.
I'm gonna say something. Nat, here's the thing: you are, like all of us, a part of the collective consciousness. So sometimes we'd have to kind of do away with the idea of doing anything. It's all about awareness. So when you're given this information, you can share it if it makes sense, if you can explain it. If you can't, perhaps you can share it with people that may be able to decipher what it is, what it means. But if not, it doesn't matter, because we are meant to hold space. And when you are in awareness, you receive this information. We receive this information by default because we're all connected. So this is something not to underestimate. So you practically just have to keep receiving, and maybe improve your channel in order to receive more. Because the more information you receive, the more it benefit the collective.
You're receiving
You're
with your
receiving.
channel. But yeah.
No, improve the channel to receive.
I
That's what I mean.
know, but then
Okay.
it's because of how
Maybe
heavy.
I need to use another word.
Yeah,
for it.
because everyone thinks channel. Okay, what are you
Okay.
channeling?
But but
I
the
get
truth
it.
is we're constantly channeling ourselves.
I get
Like
it,
we're
babes,
in
but
constant.
I don't know what to do.
But I don't know what
Hey,
word.
I
You give me
didn't
a
make up
word
the
and I
word.
use a word.
Channel presser.
But you give me another word and I use it gladly.
I ain't got one. Just don't use that.
Right. So how do I express myself? You see, I've got information to share. What I'm better not sharing in there.
But yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
absolutely not.
I just hold space.
No. I'm not saying that.
But yeah, you get what I'm saying.
So yeah, Nat, I mean, things come through all the time, but then this is great because that means you are your own news channel.
Basically,
so
yeah.
if you see something and you're like, that's not what I saw, and then the news be saying something else, you can always be like, you know what, that doesn't feel right, because no, I'll go with my own one. This is what that's going to be for. This is whole part of your discernment speaking to you, and it's a wonderful thing.
So
Yeah.
So I'm saying, okay, I'm gonna try to find a nickname for you, MW.
Yeah.
M. So M is saying, how can I get OB experience, ladies and gentlemen? I am desperate to have that experience. Thank you in advance for the response. So desperation, it is
Your blocker.
not the way to go about it.
And that's not even, that's in anything that's nothing to do with OBEs.
It's a frequency. So it's a frequency that in the spectrum, in the map of consciousness, there's a map of consciousness there. That probably can help you, the map of consciousness, so you can heighten your frequency. So being desperation and that, it's kind of a low frequency. Do not think as it like it is bad or good. It's nothing to see with, oh, this is good, this is bad. Nothing to see with that. It's just the vibration of that frequency where it's at.
Your favorite show is on channel 10, and Desperation's channel is at channel 2. So you're watching channel 2 when you want to watch channel 10. That's all.
Yeah. It's a mismatch.
That's all.
Yeah.
And it's causing resistance in you having that experience. But once you get that out of the way, there's many ways you could do it. It depends. Have you had one before? If you haven't had one before, have you had experiences that may be close that you're thinking, maybe that was one? Or is it that you want to experience one that you are in control of? Because all three things are going to determine how this unfolds for you. So do let us know that as well. So Kennedy is saying,
I'll tell you what I do. I lay on my back and listen to ocean sounds, and I don't move. That helps me at least get into a dimensional space. Yeah, that's a
okay,
good one.
that's a relaxing.
Yeah.
That's the chilled out and the relaxing one.
Kennedy,
Yeah.
you need to be on Discord,
Yeah.
giving this good advice.
All right.
You say fear is a good motivator. It's energy. I just need to transmit it into power.
Yeah.
It's true. I just want to say something about that. The fear in itself, it produces energy. This is more the energy the fear produces, and that in it, or actually, yeah, because energy is always constantly there, but it's not even producing in term of producing something. It's just what energy comes from it. And that it's funny, you're saying this because there is a thing where fear and excitement of alike, and you can literally transmit it into excitement. So that energy there, you can literally transmit it to
Yeah.
excitement.
Yeah.
So, but I understand what you're saying, for sure. Yeah.
And when you do feel into it, sometimes you can, the same excitement that you'd feel like first day at school butterflies, it is the same as a little bit of, oh my gosh, I'm fearful to do something. So it'd be about shifting your perspective about what it is you're going to choose to feel, a little bit like what John says. That's where the choice comes in. Choosing to see how you are going to view that feeling within you and where to kind of guide it. Like, I've got all this energy. It's like stage fright. You can use it to freeze you, or you can use it to dive in and lose yourself in your performance. Okay.
Absolutely.
So Crayola Man.
Crayola, are you saying something really interesting? See, I remember I had a field trip to Antarctica in OBE state.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a classroom setting at first. A train took us there. As soon as I went through the ice wall, everything became pixelated.
Wow.
Yeah. I'd love to know more about that.
I'd love to know
how
more
much
about
awareness did you have? Because I'm seeing a few things when you say it. The fact that you went on the train, traveled
Yeah.
there, although you can take yourself anywhere. So, what was the setting like? Who took you there? What was your intention? And everything being pixelated, like, was it your doing? Was it something out of your control? That'd be great to find out more about that. It's very interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And why were you going there as well?
Yeah.
Did you want to see something?
And also going there on a train, it's like the idea of traveling there, almost as if sounds like in the astral, because a lot of things are playing out in the astral is kind of like a replica of what's here. So it's not in the sense that you still impose a lot of, it's like almost as if in the astral, a lot of rules of this world here, I mean this reality here, get imposed on there, projected down there. So you got this thing where it feels like you're almost on earth, because the way you say in the story your experience sounds like that.
Yeah.
So it'd be great.
But then
to
at the same time, if you're somebody who actually loves trains, why not take a train ride?
Well,
there?
this is why I wanted to know if it was his intention.
Either way, that sounds dope.
If like it sounds dope. Like I actually want to know.
It's
like
literally what Musings
yeah,
of Remembrance just said.
You got my attention there.
Okay, So, saying fear of losing something that maybe doesn't matter that much. Yeah. This break, I think us delving into the breakdown of fear itself and understanding it as what it is, which is programming, is going to be so freeing for people. And this conversation is overdue, and this conversation is much needed and will help so many people, because
Getting the details of things.
getting into the detail and being able to break it down for what it is will debunk it.